Hey guys, welcome back, and yeah, that's it. I'm bringing you guys part 1 of my AsaNoya series Hunted, and I just wanted to say this Noya is a cowboy demon hunter and Asahi is a demon. I chose this cause because everyone sees Asahi as a holy person or Jesus. And I wanted him to be a cute sexy demon. Also, I'm going to explain some Japanese words to y'all so y'all won't be confused. Onsen and onsen is really just Japanese for hot spring and traditional in. Yokai are a class of supernatural monsters and spirits in Japanese folklore. Yukata is an unlined cotton summer kimono, worn in casual settings. Tatami is a type of mat used as a flooring material in traditional Japanese style rooms. Oni is a kind of a demon, ogre, or troll in Japanese folklore. I did my research so I can be accurate in my videos and respect Japanese culture. If I got anything wrong, please just tell me, and I will correct it as quickly as I can. And without any more taking, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment now to the video. Unishin side tipping his hat back on his head. This had been the 4th demon sighting this week. What was it about around this time that made them get all rowdy like? It confused the tarnation out of the demon hunter. He tried to light his cigar, gritting his teeth against the cold rain that thundered down onto his hat. It was monsoon season, and raining cats and dogs. It didn't help that he was in the middle of nowhere. He took a right turn when he should have taken a left turn, and a left turn when he should have taken a right turn. It was hard to traverse the mountainous regions of Japan. All trees, rocks and cliffs looked the damn same to him. He cursed to the wind, trying to find cover underneath a sad excuse for a tree. It was barely a few twigs and a leaf. That's when he saw it out in the distance. It seemed like whatever it was playing tricks on the poor man's eyes. The more he tried to look, the blurrier it got. He squinted his eyes and abandoned his post from under the tree, his feet trudging into the dark mud of the pathway that had basically become a mud soup. Thank fuck he insisted he wore his cowboy boots, or his toes would be having a swamp bath. The closer he got, the foggier it seemed, until he was standing right in front of it. What in the blazes? A large traditional looking building sat in front of him, made from wood and oak, its tall structure out of place in the mountains. As he looked around, a grand building such as this belonged in a bush township. It stuck out like a sore thumb to the cowboy. Water dropped down his forehead as he slid the wooden door. He noticed a sign that said onsen on a wooden plaque on the door. Excusing himself for interrupting, his boots squelching onto the wooden floor as he walked down a long hallway which seemed to go for miles, he finally popped out, the otherwise relieved to see a front desk. Noya knew something was wrong as soon as he walked up to the front desk of the onsen house, muttering to himself. There was a strange smell that seemed to linger, but it was either this or outside, and he frankly already looked like a drowned rat. Who in tarnation would run a onsen in the middle of nowhere? He grumbled as he dusted the rain off his hat. Welcome P, please enjoy your stay. He looked up behind the desk and nearly dropped his hat. If he wasn't mistaken, this was definitely the owner of the onsen, but he almost looked like a damn yokai himself. His skin was thin like paper spread across bone. His kimono seemed like it hung off his shoulders, as though the man underneath was nothing but a coat rack, and he had these big beady eyes. His hand barely seemed to be able to hold up the lantern. He tried not to stare, but it was too damn hard. He swallowed down the thick lump in his throat, and threw the odd man a real charming smile. Mighty fine hospitality ya got, folks. Just sat in for the night, ain't for long. He tipped his hat slightly. Despite the odd exchange between the two, Noya found himself set up in a really nice room. The room itself was quite simple, though bathed in darkness. He had asked the onsen owner why it had been so dark, because the onsen itself seemed to only be lit with tea candles. But the bug-eyed onsen owner had been vague, avoiding certain questions. Noya knew for certain whatever that bug-eyed creature was doing, he was doing a poor job of hiding his nerves, because he shook like a leaf when Noya tried to ask him questions about why this place had no townships around. He sighed, dropping his heavy bag to the floor. He couldn't help but shake off the strange feeling that seemed to crawl on his spine. Not when he shed himself, or his wet clothes, not even when he enjoyed the pleasurable onsen, not even when he was sitting in his room in nothing but a simple cotton yukata. His body might have relaxed from the onsen, but his mind was sharp, because the entire time he had been here there had been a chill in the air, and not the type you get from standing in the rain, but the type, as though there was a presence with him the entire time. Even as he sat on the tatami floor of his dimly lit room, drinking sake staring at a dark corner of the room, a heavy weight seemed to sit on his shoulders. There was that scent again. He waited patiently, leisurely spread out on the tatami as he bided his time. Evening has soon turned into nightfall when Noya had joined the onsen. The orange hues of the sunset disappearing to an inky sky, speckled with stars. A heavy full moon hung in the sky like a giant bowl of milk, its blue-ish tinge sinking past the sliding doors of Noya's room, and bathing it in its splendor. Noya pressed the glass of his cup to his lip, and that's when he heard it, a deep demonic-sounding voice seeming to call out to him from the dark abyss, shaking the very foundations of his room with its roar, originating exactly out of that shadow-covered corner he had been staring at for the last 3 hours. "Leave, human, or I shall devour you whole."